Ralph, can you join us?
Thank you.
Hey, you want to sit? So my understanding is that the only reason you could make this was because you're moving this weekend, and you were better. You were able to get out of moving and leave it all up to your wife.
That was a tough conversation. I hope she's watching or listening to this, but she's a terrific lady, and she's handling the movers and my installation of the new technology in the house. I just need a pass from you to verify that I was here for the last couple of days.
So she's handling the move entirely by herself, and that she must be very happy about that. So you have, congratulations, by the way, on taking over the consumer division of AT&T, as well as the mobility division, which you grabbed last year. So I'd love you to tell a little bit about what your job is at AT&T.
Absolutely. I think it's a terrific opportunity to dramatically change the way we looked at our business. Before, we had different divisions looking after the consumer, wired and wireless. Now I have the full scope. And so you're going to be able to see how we begin to put those pieces together in a way that makes it easier for customers to access our services and use our services. And you'll be able to see and connect the dots. For example, this morning we made two major announcements. We announced the acquisition of Wayport that solidifies our Wi-Fi business. And we also announced that we're now going to be able to provide 18 megabits per second broadband service with our UVerse product. That means that we'll have that capability to over 14 million homes that we pass. And so the whole idea is for this consumer division, if you will, to make sure that we gave you great access to technology, like Ken was saying, to connect you to your data, whether it's through a Wi-Fi connection at a Starbucks, at a McDonald's, at a Barnes & Noble, in your home with a great broadband pipe, or anywhere else with our great 3G capabilities. And so we're looking at the consumer holistically and making sure they have a great experience and a simplified experience, and that they want to continue to do business with AT&T.
So let's just unpack some of what you just said. Your customers, you have 75 million mobile customers.
That's right.
Is it 2.4 million of those are iPhone customers?
Yes, we
Actually,
announced,
more than that with the old iPhone as well.
Yes, that 2.4 of those are iPhone 3G customers that we activated in the third quarter of 2008.
What do the other 70 plus million people use?
They use a variety of devices. At AT&T, we believe in giving customers choice. And so we have a variety of devices depending on your needs. We recognize that everybody has a different need. So if you love an iPhone and love a virtual keyboard and great access to the web, we've got the world's best device for you that can do that. We just rolled out the BlackBerry Bold. So if you're really fixated on having a physical keyboard, we now have the device with the best physical keyboard on the planet, the BlackBerry Bold. If you want just low-end texting devices, we have a range of devices that are less than $100 and everything else in between. We think that our business should be able to give customers the choice of their devices, their applications, and everything that they would like to have if they come to AT&T.
How many Android customers do you think you're going to get in December when you roll out a new phone with a new Android phone?
Okay, Android is an interesting issue. As you know, T-Mobile rolled out their G1 device. We're actually looking at the platform, and what we like about the platform is the openness that it's proposed to deliver probably in the second phase. Right now, a lot of the applications on the G1 are just Google apps, but we think there's a great opportunity to provide a good development environment for application developers. And we're anxious to get the second version of Android, which will have a more open environment to have other applications just besides the Google-centric apps.
And that's in December you're launching that?
We haven't made that public, but we're working that issue.
But you told me back there confidentially, you said December, right?
No, I didn't say that. You got to watch this guy.
So that's one part of your business. That's 75 million customers right there.
Right.
Then you have UVerse, which is a home broadband connection, which you offer television, internet connectivity, and a VoIP phone.
UVerse is a complete suite of products, and the first thing it does, it delivers internet protocol television. I like to say we basically reinvented the way TV is delivered, and it does that very well. We just won the J.D. Power Award for the best TV service in the areas in which we serve, which is that UVerse product. Then we deliver a great broadband connection, up to 18 megabits per second now. We deliver voice over IP. And when you buy a UVerse suite, we also wirelessly wire your house, so you can have great Wi-Fi anywhere in your house.
Yeah.
And so you have probably the most advanced telecom experience here in the U.S. when you get our UVerse product. And I am having that product actually installed in my house this morning as we speak.
And your wife's taking care of
my
that
wife's
for
taking
you.
care of that.
So UVerse, the thing I like best about it is the DVR has cloud storage, or you don't actually have to have a hard drive on the box itself, which is great.
Customers love the feature of this product, which is called the whole home DVR. So you can record the program in one room in the house and then go to another TV, any other TV in the house, and watch it rather than having to be tied to that room where the DVR is located. And customers are raving about that product. And so we have an IPTV product that just won J.D. Power Award in its inception, and I think it's going to get better and better and better. So we're very excited about the suite of products we're going to be able to bring to the consumer.
You rolled that out in 2007. You have nearly 1 million users now, you said, and it's available. It's not available where I live, but it's available here in San Francisco and in 15 or 20 states now. Is that right?
Yeah, that's right. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Also, if you're a UVerse customer, you get to use your Wi-Fi network, including the Wayport stuff that you bought this morning, for free. Is that right?
Yeah, this is, again, when we talk about connecting the dots, what we've been able to do now is if you have an iPhone or a BlackBerry Bold, you'll have free Wi-Fi or any of our now 20,000 Wi-Fi hotspots with the Wayport acquisition.
Yeah.
If you have a laptop Connect card that powers your laptop, you can have free Wi-Fi at 20,000 hotspots. Or if you have our broadband connection, you get the same thing. So we're trying to make sure that our customers can connect wherever they want to connect with whichever means they want to connect, whether it's Wi-Fi, a fixed connection, or a wireless 3G connection.
And then I guess just to round it out, you have another 15 million DSL customers on, just broadband DSL customers, and then another, is it only 30 million people who have a real phone? Mm-hmm. Okay. And is that decreasing every year?
Yes, that number is decreasing primarily as customers substitute wireless voice for fixed voice. Yeah. And we think that's a trend that would likely continue. We're doing things like putting voice over IP in the home, and I think that has a likelihood of stemming that, because you will have a different kind of voice, but it'll be going through a fixed connection. I think that's the future, rather than just continuing with the same technology.
Okay, so we talked about all that stuff. Can we focus on the iPhone now?
Sure.
A little bit? Okay. What phone do you have in your pocket right now?
Well, I have none. They disarmed me backstage. They told me I had to get rid of all my devices.
Never. They tell you to, but never give it up. Yeah. But what phone do you use?
I use both now, the iPhone and the Bold.
But what phone do you really use?
iPhone has been my primary user.
Okay.
And I love the iPhone.
Yeah.
I think it's a great device. I think if you look at what that phone has done to the industry, it's totally revolutionary. And it's a great device. I think it's just top of the line if you want and are able to use a virtual keyboard. If you don't want or can't use one, then we've got the BlackBerry Bold, which today I think is the best BlackBerry ever.
You started selling that 2 days ago, is that right?
We started selling that 2 days ago. I know the response has been fantastic. We've actually had people lining up at our stores. We've sold out at most of our stores, and it's not often that a company can have two iconic products virtually in the same span, with the iPhone and now the BlackBerry Bold, devices that people are clamoring for. So even in a down economy, which is just a fascinating thing, we're seeing record numbers of people come out to buy the devices that we're offering.
So as part of AT&T's earnings call earlier this month, you actually talked quite a bit about the iPhone. Can you give us sort of a summary of some of the stats that you guys disclosed at that point?
The stats are simply amazing. If you look at the same time period and compare the sales of the first generation iPhone to the 3G iPhone, we sold 2.4 million devices in essentially 82 days. It took us 9 months to sell that many devices on 2G. So the pace of acceleration, the uptake is just really, really dramatic. And it's a compliment to Apple and the great job they've done in putting that product together. Are you seeing a slowdown this quarter in the rate of sales for the iPhone? You know, what we have seen is something that is very unusual given the financial situation that the country is in. We have actually seen our traffic in our stores for the month of October be up 17% from October a year ago.
Okay.
So the customer response to the devices like the iPhone, devices like the BlackBerry Bold, and those low-end texting devices that we've also rolled out. We've had 4 very good low-end products. So if you're a person that just wants to text a lot and want a very economical device, we have 4 under $100. And it's a combination of those choices that are driving customers to our stores in record numbers. So we're very pleased, given the down economy, how well we're doing in our stores.
So how many iPhones are you activating a week at this point?
We're not providing that information to the public, but we're very pleased with the take and the new products that are rolling out, like the BlackBerry Bold.
So a week ago, some reports came out that the iPhone might actually be attracting some of the lower end customers that want to use it as a replacement for their normal computer. Are you seeing that at all? Are you seeing that your average iPhone customer is maybe less attractive financially or more attractive financially than your average customer?
That's not what we're seeing. Now, I haven't seen the detailed data that they have used, but what we have seen with the iPhone customers, and we stated this in our earnings release, so this is public information, that the average revenue per user of the iPhone is north of $95 per month, and that compares to an average revenue per user of $58 for the average postpaid customer that we have. So it's a very high-end customer, and it's a customer that's very loyal, because in the studies that we have done, the churn of those customers is significantly lower. So you have the very best customers in terms of ARPU and the very best customers in terms of churn. It's a very good customer to have. But I don't doubt that some people are, in fact, looking at that phone as a replacement for some of the things they do on their PC. Whether it's the iPhone or even the BlackBerry Bold, what I do now is I hardly travel with my PC because I don't find a need to do so. I can get my spreadsheets, I can blow them up, I can send them. I can do things now that I've not been able to do before. And so I find that I travel with my PC less and less and less, and these devices become like Ken was talking about, part of what we call the daily rituals. You know, I think that, I don't know what you guys do, but, you know, my device is what wakes me up.
Yeah.
I hate going to hotels as much as I travel to learn the alarm clocks that are in each various hotel. So I just take my phone, and my phone wakes me up, and it takes me through the whole day. And it's part of my ritual. And that's what we want to do, as Ken was talking about, is connect people to their data. So whatever they need to is available to them wherever they want.
I'll say the last thing I do every night before I go to bed is read email on my iPhone. I then turn it off because calls come through all night, so I don't use it as an alarm clock. But let's ask the audience. How many people in the audience, just raise your hand, use the iPhone as their primary phone? So that's, that's, you know.
I love you guys.
Yeah. How many use an Android as their primary phone, or just have bought an Android? Not many. Oh, okay. And how many use a BlackBerry device? Yeah. What's more lucrative for you, a BlackBerry customer or an iPhone customer in terms of ARPU?
They're relatively comparable. They're in ARPU. In fact, we have led the industry in promoting the use of integrated devices. And by integrated devices, we mean devices that either have a QWERTY keyboard or a physical keyboard.
Yeah.
And we have been promoting and putting those on sale to get people to move up. And the response has been fantastic. And I think that's the wave of the future. I think people that just have a phone for the sake of having a phone, those days are behind us. And people expect that that phone really connects them to their world of work, their world of entertainment, their personal lives, so they can stay in touch. And I think it's just part of the daily rituals that people go through that are going to be dependent on that phone. I know that when I wake up in the morning, I do the same thing you do. I kind of turn it off at night, but in the morning, I get my news on the phone. I also find out where I've been mentioned in any blog overnight anywhere in the world, which is good to know.
Yeah.
And so it really begins my daily ritual by understanding what happens overnight, right that morning, and it's right there next to your bed. What
percentage of iPhone customers are new customers for AT&T?
Well, the amazing thing is we reported in the third quarter that about 40% of those 2.4 million customers that activated were new to AT&T. So the phone is a great device, and it's also attracting new customers to our company.
So let's talk about data speeds. I've been relatively underwhelmed by the 3G data speeds on my iPhone. Is that because everyone has an iPhone and they're all using the pipes at the same time, or you rolling out improvements to that? What's going on with that?
No. We have a network capability that is today unsurpassed in terms of speed, verified by third parties that AT&T today has the fastest 3G network in the country.
And that's currently,
period.
is it 3.6 megabits per second?
The actual network capacity in the network infrastructure is about 3.6, but we only profess that it goes between 700 to 1.7 because we deduct some things with dealing with noise, and we focus on it being between 700 to 1.7. 1.7 number is the highest available, and it's typically available to laptop users, not phone users. So what we find is that the speed of this network, I even got compliments backstage about how well and how different the BlackBerry Bold works on 3G compared to 2G. It's lightning fast, very, very powerful. And the good thing about our network, Michael, is that we're going to continue to be able to upgrade it virtually through software. So that 3.6 basic network infrastructure speed goes to 7.2, goes to 14.4, and goes to 21 with software upgrades.
And when will that happen?
Well, we're testing the 7.2. It's in our labs. We actually have it in the marketplace. When we feel it's good enough to roll out, we'll begin rolling out the 7.2, and then we'll go from there either to 14.4 or to 2021, depending on the customer needs. But that's the beauty about the network that we've deployed, is that it's a network that has continued capability to deliver better and better speeds, and it's a network that's equivalent of having 87% of the world's phones be compatible with it, because it's HSPA, and it's got a very compatible worldwide scale that I think will make the ecosystem for HSPA the best ecosystem in the world. Part of the system is the network. Part of the system is having great devices that work with that network. So we think we're on the right technology that provides the fastest network today, but also positions us to continue to make it faster and faster for the next conceivable future.
In a couple of minutes, I'm going to take some audience questions, if you're okay with that.
Sure.
So if you have a question, maybe start lining up at the microphones. I think there's at least here and here. Tell me about, this is probably the most interesting question for me. A couple of years from now, say it's 2011, what does the phone look like? What is the capabilities? It will have supposedly lightning fast data speeds. What does it look like? What do you imagine the world to look like then?
I view it this way, that I think it's not just about data speeds, but it's about making sure that the devices are simple to use and actually make your life simple. So if you look a few years down the road, I like to take a little bit of what Ken talked about and give it my own flavor. But I think if you wake up a few years down the road, the phone will still wake you up. It'll be your alarm. But if you programmed it that way, I think it'll also probably turn your coffee on before you get out of bed.
Yeah.
When you wake up, it'll have delivered to your device all the news that are important to you, and you'll be able to take that device if, let's say, you're sitting down having breakfast, but you want to view that story on your TV. I think you'll be able to use the Wii motion to just send that data and send it from your phone and send it right to your TV. That technology will be able to let you view the data on the TV. While you're watching TV, you can get your incoming text, your incoming mail information. So if you want to watch it on TV, you could do it on TV. But typically in the morning routine, you don't want to do a lot of that until you probably get in the car. So your phone will be able to lock your house, secure it, start your car, pick the shortest distance to work, you know, and while you're on the way to work, you can answer all the text messages and all the emails using speech-to-text technology so that you can be driving safe. When you get to work, you'll be able...
Will it drive your car for you?
Well, you know, there's a great car that's called the Tesla here. I'm sure it's very popular here. It's an all-electric car. And I think down the road, we're thinking that we would like to provide, since it's electric, it makes no noise. So I think that car needs some car ringtones. Like, I think Porsche 911 would be a good sound on that car, don't you? But I think that the phone will be able to guide you through your normal routine, even to the point that Paolo Tellini talked about. So when you get to your office, like we do sometimes today, and you have a conference call with your peers in Japan or China or wherever, you can speak in English and they'll hear you in Japanese, and they'll speak in Japanese and you'll hear them in English. And I think it's those kinds of interactions that make people's lives easier. It's what's going to make the phone of the future more attractive than it is today. It's not just about speed. It's about understanding what customers want and in making their lives and their businesses run more efficiently and more effective.
Okay, that's a surprising and very ambitious answer. So, from turning your coffee machine on to a universal remote to everything else.
The thing about it, and if you look at, again, back to the business that I'm running now, what I see is a future that you're going to be able to control that TV, not from today's remote controls, which I really hate. They're full of buttons. They got too many buttons. I see an iPhone kind of device to be able to let you surf the web on your TV to find that movie that you want and to download it and let you see it on that TV. If you try to do that with the remote control of today's TV, it's very awkward. But with an iPhone-like device that can interact with our UVerse product, and we have that kind of product in our labs, you'll be able to surf the web just like you can surf it today to find the video content you want and immediately begin playing it on your TV. And when you do that, I think it'll be a great day rather than having to deal with a remote that's got 20 buttons on it that is very complex to use.
Let's take some questions.
Sure.
Over here?
I have a follow-up to your comment there. I'd like to use the iPhone to tether it to my laptop. And I know there was a brief period of time when that product was available. It's no longer available. What's the plans to allow that service to work again?
We are planning to roll that plan out. We'll be able to give you that tethering capability. It's coming in the near future. You guys find out whenever we test it anywhere, you guys find out, and it's incredible, the demand for that. But we're working with Apple, and we will make that capability available on the iPhone as well.
When?
Soon.
Thank you.
Will it be after the Android launch in December?
They'll both be soon, I hope.
I really did hear that you're launching an Android device in December. Just blink once if it's true. Anytime.
I'm working hard not to give that one away.
Be careful, you'll be in print there. Gaps in coverage. I work in Santa Monica, live in the Palisades. I'm an AT&T, BlackBerry, and iPhone. Neither of them really work. Go to New York, very poor coverage. What are you doing to improve the coverage? We talk about all the next gen, but this is just being able to use the phone.
That's a great question. That's a great question. And coverage is the bread and butter of our business. We spend billions every year trying to improve coverage. We're doing several things that will make a dramatic difference. First, here in the Bay Area, the next big thing that's going to happen is we're going to roll out our third generation technology using 850 megahertz spectrum. That is spectrum that we recovered when we turned down our TDMA network, and we've been carefully planning it. It should be getting ready to turn up by the end of the first quarter. What that means here in the Bay Area is that it'll penetrate further into buildings. It'll have better coverage of the existing locations, and I'm very confident that it'll be much better. Now, even better than that in the future, when you combine the 850 megahertz with the coming technology of femtocells, I think we're going to be able to get to those very hard to reach spots. And a femtocell works using your broadband connection, and it kind of gives you like a mini cell site in your home. And so you'll be able to get great coverage anywhere you are, whether it's in an office, in a building, by a very affordable device that just extends our network into places that are hard to reach.
So if you don't have cell coverage in your home, where I don't have good cell coverage in my house, you plug this device into broadband, and it gives you a mini sort of network.
That's
and then
exactly
it's going to
right.
work perfectly, and it all goes over IP.
It's your own personal cell
so
site.
when is that going to be available?
That's going to be trialed in 2009, and if everything goes well, towards the end of 2009, we'd expect to be able to roll it out.
And how much will those devices cost?
It'll be very inexpensive. Based on the technology that we see that it takes to put it together, it'll be very, very affordable, low hundreds of dollars, I would say.
Thank you.
Hello, I'm Dave from Kohler Company, and first of all, I have to say, on behalf of everyone in zip code 53089, we need our fiber, so if there's any way you could push us up to the top of the list. I know
53089, okay.
53089.
I got it. I got it ingrained.
My ritual is going onto your website and seeing if 53089 is yet being serviced.
That's coming in right behind Atherton, okay?
Yeah, I already have my request in for UVerse, so.
All right.
Did you, just one second, do you have UVerse available in where you're moving to, in
Yes.
Georgia? Okay, so was that something that you just sort of, made a couple of phone calls and made sure it was available, or was it already there?
It was already there, but they actually got me the new 18 megabits per second product that I announced earlier. That should be at my house when I get back. So they got me that a little bit earlier.
And I assume you're in the suburbs, you're not downtown. So
That's correct.
You're
I'm
spreading out
pretty far out, probably about 30 miles out.
Okay, and you had nothing to do with the fact that Uverse was available there?
No, it was already there.
So why don't you have Silicon Valley?
We have it. We just don't have it.
Okay,
in
why
enough
isn't my
places.
house covered? I guess is what I'm.
We'll
is
talk
what I'm
about that
asking,
after this.
Okay. Sorry. Go ahead and ask.
Okay,
Yeah.
so the real question was about the Kindle, and I don't know if it's going to be the segue of book readers, but interested in the concept of a non-phone device that uses a cell service, and the concept that WhisperNet has, or Sprint, where the service is paid for via a commerce connection.
I think that's a very insightful question. 53089, I got that. And the Kindle or those kind of devices, I think, are the next wave of growth in this industry, where you're going to see devices like the Kindle, like cameras, like mini PCs, all come wirelessly equipped. So when you take them, they're kind of part of the service that you've bought from the company. I think that those kinds of devices are going to really proliferate in the future, as well as the capability, like Ken was talking about, to connect machine to machine. The machines are getting smarter. The connectivity for broadband is getting better all the time. So we see a huge opportunity to be able to connect devices through our network, so they'll be smart enough to talk to each other, and so the phone can start up your coffee in the morning using wireless connectivity and do those kind of things.
Let's take one more question.
Sure.
Over here.
Yeah, hi, John McKinley. You mentioned that you now have access to over 20,000 Wi-Fi hotspots, but your approach is using kind of non-T-Mobile like UMA for providing kind of phone coverage anywhere I have Wi-Fi. Is there any reason why you chose that path?
Yes, we think it's a better long-term path, because what it uses an IMS infrastructure that gives us the capability to develop more products on top of that platform rather than just UMA itself. So actually we use that kind of architecture for femtocells, for video share, and for other kinds of products. So we took the longer-term view of it was going to take us a little bit longer, but it's a much more powerful platform and can be used to provide all the services that you get in your home or in your business. So we took a longer-term view, which gives us the capability to deliver more products in the future.
I forgot to ask you. You actually asked me not to ask, but your iPhone exclusivity, it extends until, you said it was early 2010, is that right?
I am not blinking.
You're not going to talk about that. I mean, it's sort of well known at this point.
We can't talk about that. That's private, and I'm under NDA not to disclose.
Okay, so let's just one. Either tell me that, or tell me when you're launching the Android device. Just one of those two things.
I think our time is up, Michael. It's been
All right,
great.
thank you very much. Thank you very much.